What's going on, guys? It's Narco or Steven here with you guys today, and I know I haven't uploaded in a few days, so I apologize to you subscribers that have been wanting to see videos from me daily. But there has been a lot going on with me recently. In my last video, I explained to you guys what happened with the kidney stones and joining Agent and things like that. But some unexpected things happened, and I kind of want to explain that in this video. But first, let me explain the gameplay. You guys are watching the third map in a best of 5 search and destroy game battles match that I played with my teammate Luke or Gravities. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, it'll be in the background, you can watch it, but what I'm going to talk about is me leaving Agent Esports, why I left Agent Esports, and what I'm planning on doing now that I have joined a new organization or am starting a new organization with friends. So let me get into basically what happened last night, which is when I left Agent. I left Agent last night. I posted a twit longer basically explaining why I left, and it's that simple. I explained why I left, and I don't think the reasons are reasons that anybody can really argue with, but I'm basically going to just go to my twit longer right now and just kind of paraphrase it for you guys, As many of you guys know, I was recently brought in as a content creator for Agent and was soon promoted to head content creator along with Freak. And my goals with Agent were to grow the YouTube channel, and that's still something that I'd really like to do. But let me explain why I can't really do that, before anyone says, you were an Agent for 2 weeks and then left or anything like that, just let me explain what happened that led to this. Before joining Agent, guys, and let me say before I say this that this is very personal, so, please don't roast me for it. If you do, I'm not going to really care anyway, so you're just wasting your time. But here we go, guys. This is going to kind of let you into, who I am as a person. So, before joining Agent, I was going through a breakup. I'd been dating my girlfriend for 3 years, and a year into the relationship, I had to move to the West Coast. That was nearly 3,000 miles away from her. I live in the state of Virginia, and she does too, in Blacksburg, actually. So, we lived in the same place. And I moved to the West Coast. I moved to Washington State. I was like 5 miles from the Canadian border. And luckily, life was in my favor, and things ended up happening to where I was able to move back to the East Coast. And let me tell you guys that the chances of that happening were probably the same chances of me winning the lottery. So I was really, really, really happy about that, and she was too. When we saw each other, we were ecstatic about it. I showed up at her door, for the first time in months after being 3,000 miles away. You guys can imagine how that is, especially if you're in a relationship right now, or even if you're someone that's single that really wants a relationship. You can imagine how amazing that moment was. And, other than that, we were together another 2 years when on September 11th of this year, she decided to end it with a Facebook message. It wasn't even a really long message. It was just a long message basically saying, we're done. I don't think we should be in this relationship. She didn't really give a clear reason as to why. But our 3-year anniversary was on the 5th of September, and my 17th birthday was on the 8th of September, and she broke up with me on the 11th. So that's 6 days after the anniversary, and only 3 days after my birthday. That day where she really let me know how much she loved me and all that. So you can imagine how hard it was for me just 3 days later for her to send me a single message at around 11 o'clock in the morning saying that it's done and it's over. 3 years of hard work just being done and over. And I'll be honest with you guys, I cared a lot for her, and I still do. It still hurts a lot today, and it's going to keep hurting for a really long time, and that's just something that I've come to accept. I invested a lot into that relationship only for, it feels like effort wasted. That's what makes it hurt a lot even more, because I made my life revolve around her, and, when she removed herself from my life, that was basically my life just going out the window. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I have attempted suicide 4 times since then. I can't think about doing it right now. I have hard days, but I'm pretty sure that I'm past the days where things get to that point. But other than that, I have a disorder and a disease that I was recently informed about, and I've known for a long time that I have a condition that's not normally seen in people my age called hypothyroidism, which is described as abnormally low activity of the thyroid gland resulting in retardation of growth and mental development in children and adults. Now, guys, I've had this for a few years, and I've been told that eating more than the average person would be the best way to remedy the disorder, considering my high basal metabolic rate, which is just basically high metabolism, which means that I won't see much weight gain from eating a good amount more than normal people do as long as I exercise each day, right? Which I do. And that's that for hypothyroidism, but the disease that I recently found out that I have more than likely inherited from my mother is multiple sclerosis. And if you guys don't know, multiple sclerosis is described as a chronic, typically progressive disease involving damage to the sheaths of nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, whose symptoms may include numbness, impairment of speech, and muscular coordination, blurred vision, and severe fatigue, And that's a lot worse than hypothyroidism. That's really bad. There's no cure for multiple sclerosis. You guys might even hear some of my slurring in my commentaries, but I do my best to avoid it. And both of these things combined really leave me tired. They leave me extremely tired all hours of the day. I don't know what it's like to be hyper or energetic, and I haven't known for a really long time, and it's really doubtful if I'll feel that again, if I'll feel it often, there's little like short periods of time where, I get really happy or things like that, but I never really get energetic or hyped up or anything like that, hyper. And I need energy to make videos each day. I need energy to be a leader with an agent, and, I need time to do that, and I have none of those. And the reason that I left is because I think that Agent Esports deserves somebody who has those attributes and somebody that's not as unfortunate as I am. Somebody that's more in a fit position to handle those kind of things, which I'm just not in that position. So that's basically what I said in the Twitlonger post. At the end, I started talking about my friend Taryn, or Okamus. And he was an agent along with me, if you guys don't know, and he was a content producer. And he's a personal friend of mine and has been for a long time, long before we came across Agent. And we've really always planned on being teammates since we met each other, because we both know that we're good at the game. Personally, I'm better at Respawn than he is, and he's a lot better than me at Search and Destroy, more than likely. We haven't played together yet because I'm on 360 and he's on Xbox One, but we hope to play together, and I'm planning on getting an Xbox One soon. So, we've always planned on being teammates, and we want to try to attend a LAN to watch our favorite teams play and, to meet some players, maybe take some vlogs and upload them for you guys to see, that kind of thing. That would be interesting and fun to see, and it would be a hell of a time for both of us, and anybody else that we decide to take. Hopefully we can go with a team of 4. That would be dope. Maybe even more people than that. But the thing is that Taryn understands what I'm going through. He understands what my goals are in competitive Call of Duty. And we've just decided that we want to pursue those goals together, and that's exactly what we plan on doing from this point forward. We're planning on forming our own competitive Call of Duty team, and we've decided to name it Conquest Gaming. Or, our gamer tags will be CQ, little C, big Q. And currently I'm just a social media manager, at least while I'm on 360, that's all I'm going to do. With everything going on in my life right now and the reasons why I left Agent, I can't really do anything more than that. And social media manager, being in that position actually really fits for me because I use social media to kind of emotionally vent. Like, I don't do it on Twitter a whole lot, but my Facebook is mainly just me venting. None of you guys see that, but my Facebook page is mainly just me venting, and I'm basically online all the time. Along with Facebook, I'm also on Twitter. I use Twitter for when I'm feeling humorous and funny. Or, I use Twitter sometimes to tweet out serious things, but most of the time it's just humorous stuff. Whereas on Facebook, I leave that to be more serious and more personal. And you guys know how that is. You separate, like, gaming from real life. That's basically what I do from Twitter to Facebook. So, yeah, we're going to plan on starting Conquest Gaming. As far as I know, the roster for Conquest Gaming consists of myself as social media manager, Taryn as leader, or Okamus, we also have I Am Novocaine, or CQ Novocaine. He's going to be on the competitive team, along with Requiem and Velocity. And as far as I know, that is the only squad that we have right now. If there's any of you guys that would like to be a part of Conquest Gaming, or you think that there's something to offer, please let us know, because we could definitely use the people, and we just basically want to get this off the ground and have a really good time doing it. And something that I really want to address right now before I end the video is that there's been a good amount of hate towards me and Okamus leaving. And to be honest, I didn't really expect it. I'm not really one for sympathy or anything like that for my diseases, or, my girlfriend or ex-girlfriend breaking up with me or anything like that. But for people to not really understand why I left Agent, and to, give me mean tweets, just tweet at me and just be demeaning and mean for seemingly no reason at all, and to just be just awful people, honestly. Like, I'm not going to censor myself on that. Just being awful people. You know, I have a disease. I have a disorder and a disease, not just a disease. And I've also been going through a breakup, and I didn't leave because I wanted to only pursue what was better for myself. I also left because I know that Agent is a great organization, and that Agent deserves more than what I could offer to them, because I saw what was happening in my personal life, and I saw that what I wanted to do with Agent just simply wasn't possible, or at least right now it wasn't possible. So that's why I left Agent. I left on good terms. Some people in Agent took it just fine. Other people didn't really take it all that well. And, there was a lot of people that didn't talk to me directly. They would talk in Skype about me, talk in Twitlonger messages about me. It's just stupid drama that I really don't want to have to deal with, At the end of the day, I know that I left on. I know that I left for good reason. Personal matters come before gaming, 100%. And that's some advice that I would give to you guys. You can be dedicated to gaming, but no matter what happens, your personal life always has to come first. Because I've seen too many people out there just completely lose their cool, and lose a lot of things in their life, whether it be a girlfriend, whether it be a relationship with somebody, or a job, or anything like that. Lots of things get destroyed in their life because they focus too much on gaming and don't pay enough attention to their personal lives. And that kind of happened to me. I wouldn't doubt that gaming was a reason why my ex-girlfriend left me. I wouldn't doubt it at all. And, that was my mistake. And from somebody who's made that mistake, somebody who, has already went through the pain of it and is still going through the pain of it, that's something that I want to tell you guys, just make sure that you keep a good balance of your personal life and your gaming life. And just don't have things turn out like I did. It was one of the worst pains I've ever felt. It still is one of the worst I've ever felt. But, this gameplay is basically coming to a wrap, I don't really want to end this on a bad note, so, something that I'm really excited for is that currently we are working on a social media revamp for CQ, or Conquest Gaming, and we are debating on what design team to have do our graphics. We are debating on whether or not we want, like, esports graphics or gamer GFX to do it. We've even checked out designers from FaZe, Soar, CR, I don't know if you guys know them, but they have a designer that goes by Instinct, and he's an absolute fucking monster. We are planning on balling out with these designs. Everybody that's in the org is pitching in their fair share to pay for the designs. So, if you guys have any suggestions on designers or anything, just let me know. That's going to be the end of the video, guys. I really do hope that you guys enjoy, and I'm going to try to get as many uploads as I can out to you guys as I can, but that's going to do it, honestly. If you like the video, please do like it, rate it, and drop a sub if you liked it. And I'm going to be uploading more things like this. I'm going to be uploading more Game Battles gameplay like this, but that's going to do it, guys. Be sure to leave feedback in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. See ya.